And we are to our last question. What is your favorite hobby outside of work?
Outside of work. So work is not an acceptable answer.
No.
Yeah. Okay. So I'll start by saying this. If my wife was sitting next to me, my answer would be quite different. But we do have some hobbies that we do share. But I'll start with a little bit of a selfish answer. I like boating a lot and saltwater fishing. Um, it started, I guess when I was a kid, we had a boat in the Chesapeake Bay. We did a lot of blue and striper fishing, crabbing, and really exploring the bay and the rivers that lead to the bay with our boat, and just really enjoyed that. So now, as an adult, I don't own a boat, but I have friends that have boats, and that's part of my outside curriculum. One of my best friends is down in Naples, Florida, and he's got a nice Grady White sports fisherman boat, and we go out in the Gulf. We fish the reefs. We've been down to the Keys and into the Gulf Stream and to catch tuna and mahi-mahi and that kind of thing. Anyway, it's a lot of fun. I have the biggest smile on my face when I'm out on the boat in that environment. Closer to home, especially spring to fall, I do a lot of biking because we have the W&D trail in our backyard, and it goes for about 70 miles or so. So depending on how much time I have endless, trails that I can ride, and I really enjoy it. It gives me alone time thinking. I listen to music. I can't think of how many animals I've seen along the ways, and some that I've almost hit, and a few that I have run over. So that always keeps me on top of my toes. Um, but my wife and I, getting her back into the game here, we like to travel. We've traveled quite a bit with our kids and alone. Pre-COVID, we would always go to Europe once a year and do other trips in the United States, but we would always go to Europe. So we started that again, and this year we went to Lisbon in Portugal, and we're planning to go to London in the summer to visit my daughter who'll be studying there at that time. Then finally, there is one more hobby that grounds me a little bit, and I like gardening. I think you talked to Julie, and she liked doing that too. Um, I spent a lot of time doing that, working the soil and very meticulous in planting and weeding and taking care of it. But the best part of the garden is I really like the tomatoes and hot peppers, and the reason is because I like, not just eating the fresh stuff, but I like canning tomatoes. I do a nice sauce and a salsa as well for nachos and things like that. And then on the pepper side, most of the peppers I do are hot, but I do some sweet ones where we can stuff and that kind of stuff. But on the hot peppers, I grow a ton of them, and I ended up, when they turn red or they're almost red, I'll string them up and I'll put them out on the porch, and it looks like a Hungarian market when I'm doing that. And then after that, I dehydrate them and create the hot peppers and use them in almost everything I cook with. I love them, and it's a lot of fun.
Those are great. Thank you so much for sharing, and thank you for being here and interviewing with us.
You're welcome. Thanks, Danielle.